Finally, Sturgeon pledges to delay Scottish independence plot while nation battles COVID. Nicola Sturgeon has said she will not plan for a Scottish independence referendum while the battle against the COVID-19 pandemic is fought. It comes after she was accused of doing so by Willie Rennie, leader of the Scottish Liberal Democrat Party. The bitter back and forth occurred during a Scottish Parliament meeting on December 23. In it, Mr. Rennie stated Ms. Sturgeon was oblivious to the irony of having said it was unconscionable for government to carry out Brexit talks in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic while also planning for a Scottish independence referendum. He added, "I know that the First Minister has supported independence for all of her political life, but holding an independence referendum now, in the middle of one of the worst health and economic crises that this country has ever seen, is not the right thing to do." Ms. Sturgeon hit back, accusing the MSP of providing a pantomime performance. She also denied planning for a Scottish independence referendum, both currently and throughout the year. She said, "In fact, I put planning for an independence referendum on hold when the global pandemic struck. If only Boris Johnson had put planning for Brexit on hold when the global pandemic struck. I am not planning to have a referendum while we are in the midst of a global pandemic, because my focus is on leading the country through the pandemic." However, the First Minister suggested she would put the people in Scotland in charge of answering whether they want to be part of the UK when the nation recovers. Mike Russell, Constitutional Relations Secretary for Nicola Sturgeon's pro-independence Scottish National Party, said last month that a referendum would take place in 2021, on the basis on ambition and democracy, according to The Times. His comments came amid the publication of an Ipsos Mori poll for BBC Scotland which showed Scottish residents overwhelmingly prefer Ms. Sturgeon's COVID-19 pandemic response to UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson's. Of those polled, only 19% said they thought Mr. Johnson was handling the pandemic well. In contrast, 74% said they thought Ms. Sturgeon was handling the pandemic well. The poll involved 1,037 Scottish adults over the age of 16 between November 10 and November 15. Rachel Ormston, Research Director at Ipsos Mori Scotland, said, "If anything, perceptions of Johnson's handling of the pandemic are even worse now than they were in May." In addition, a YouGov poll conducted on November 12 found majority support for Scottish independence, albeit by a small margin.